Hello and welcome to my tarot corner. So first I want to apologize for not posting a video yesterday. I was just too fed up with everything. I decided to take one day off of all of the shenanigans of the oracles and everything that is connected with them. So before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation, and as such, it is exists as assumption and as speculation, and it may or may not be true. So please do your own research, and it is for you to decide. Okay, so my first reading today will be leftovers of the meeting of Harry and his grandmother. So in one of Neil Sean's videos yesterday, he claimed that first of all, as was already published also in various sites, and if you know Teresa Longo's, I think it's her. It's a site where she puts on all kinds of information or some kind of blog. So she claimed that Meghan was not inside the meeting, that she was sitting in a different room with all sorts of footmen that were watching her, and that Harry was meeting his father and his grandmother alone. And what Neil Sean claimed is that Harry's meeting with the Queen was around the question of the post of the Counselor of State that he is supposed to have if the Queen is unable to function. Then there are four counselors of state. The first, of course, is Prince Charles, then Prince William, then Prince Harry, and then Prince Andrew. So what Neil Sean claims is that actually the Queen wanted to speak with Harry about his duty as Counselor of State, and the question is whether or not she meant to tell him that she's going to take him out of that list. So I'm going to do a little spread and to see what exactly happened there. And then I'm going to ask about how did, and this is a subscriber question that I got on email, how did Camilla feel during that very brief and very emotional meeting between Charles and her and Harry? So first I'm going to ask about whether or not that the Queen intended to tell Harry that she's not going to let him to be a Counselor of State. This is the Modern Witch Tarot. This is the version of which comes in a tin. So the cards are a little smaller, but because they are gilded, it's a little bit, they are stiffer, so it's a little bit more difficult to shuffle, but I manage. Okay, so let's start by clearing the deck. Okay, and the first question is, okay, so did the Queen want to talk to Harry about the post of a Counselor of State that he's supposed to have? Did the Queen mean to, just one moment, to take a those cards that fell. Wait, just one moment. Okay, so let's go on. So did the Queen ask Harry to come to a meeting because she wanted to talk to him about his post as Counselor of State? And once again, I have to take up some... Okay, all picked up. I'm sorry about all of these. So once more, did the Queen ask Harry to come over to talk about his duty or post as Counselor of State? And what did she mean to tell him by that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few cards. The first card is a card that is a significator card that describes the meeting, and we get the Lover's card. Okay, so the Lover's card is a card that speaks about the need to be very, very total and to take out everything that is not helping you with going forward with your life or the way that you plan to go forward. And the best way to describe being total is like taking out all of the clothing, for example, that you haven't worn for 2 years and just giving them to charity, or taking out all of the books in your libraries that you decide that you don't need them anymore and giving them to charity. This is about taking out all of the things that you really don't need and all of the things that are redundant. So in this instance, it is about the Queen cutting out, and this is about being very cold and very fierce and very to doing things very cold and very knowing exactly what you want to do. And this is exactly what the Queen wanted to Harry to understand, that he cannot be a Counselor of the State anymore. This is about cutting him out. This is about taking him out of that list of people. And I already got that in the past, that she means to take him out of that list because he is redundant, because he is not helping the monarchy, because he is actually as the one of if you see the royal grift videos which are made by Keep New York City Mega Trash Free, she made a video today about Harry being actually a traitor and like Judas. So this is exactly what the Queen feels, and this is what the Lover's card is all about. This is about taking a choice and taking out everything that is redundant and deciding to take that out of her life and out of her monarchy. Okay, so this is the main card that describes this this meeting. So what did the Queen feel and want to say to Harry? And we get the Seven of Wands. So this is another card that speaks about being very focused on the things that are important and taking out everything that is not important. This is about focusing on the important things and leaving the trivial things out. So this is about fighting off all of those things that are not helping the monarchy, that are not helping the Queen. So the Queen comes out from this status or this energy of focusing on the important things and telling Harry that actually he is not helping. He has to be out. He is something like a trivial thing. thing. There's something that is not helping the monarchy, something that is not helping the queen herself in her quest to keep the monarchy. So this is how the queen felt. And let's see, how did Harry feel? And Harry felt like strength. Okay, so strength, that's another major arcana that speaks about feeling or needing to find the strength or the control within himself. So Harry felt in a way that he needs to find his own self-confidence, to find his courage, but actually this shows that he feels weak and insecure. And because of that, he has all kinds of obstacles that he needs to get over them. So he feels that he needs to find that control. He needs to find that self-confidence, because right now he feels weak and insecure. So this is how he felt in that meeting. So what was actually the aftermath? What was the result of that meeting? And we get the Emperor. So looks like after that meeting with the queen told Harry that he has to meet with his father. The Emperor, that's the queen, that's the king, that's the king's card, that's the father card. That is the card of the person who can control the material world, someone who is very authoritative, management, and someone with that. This is about meeting his father. This is about listening to his father, and this is what the queen told Harry. He needed to meet with his father, to hear what his father has to say, and to listen to what his father has to say about Harry's place in the monarchy. So if we'll just make it very clear, the meeting started with the queen telling Harry that she's cutting him off, and maybe even telling him that the titles will be gone, but especially in regard with the Counselor of State post, that she's taking him off. The queen comes out of the energy of needing to focus on the most important things and leaving the trivial things. Harry felt weakness and a need to find his own control and self-confidence, and it ended by the queen telling him that the person that will be in charge afterwards is his father, and that he has to get to talk to his father and get to some kind of agreement with his father. Okay, so this is the reading about the meeting with the queen. Now I'm going to ask about Camilla, and how did she feel in that meeting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reshuffle the deck a little bit. It is said that Camilla was in the meeting that was between Charles and Harry, that this meeting only lasted 15 minutes, and that it was really very volatile, a lot of shouting, and that Charles left the meeting very angry. So let's see, how did Camilla feel regarding that meeting. Okay, so now let's clean the cards, clean the deck. Okay, so how did Camilla feel during the meeting between Charles and Harry? How did Camilla feel during the meeting between Charles and Harry? Okay, so the first card will be a significator card that just describes that meeting. And the card that I'm getting is the Seven of Swords. So this is a card of planning and strategy. And it looks like Prince Charles had planned that meeting. He had some kind of strategy. He had some kind of plan that he wanted to execute during that meeting, and everything that around that meeting was around that strategy and plan that the Prince Charles had in regarding that meeting. Okay, so how did Camilla feel? And Camilla feel like Judgment. Okay, Judgment is a card of change. This is a card that speaks about a major change. This is a change that takes a long time. This is a very long process that takes time. But this is a change that is very, very significant. So Camilla could feel that the change is looming, a very big change in the relationship between Charles and Harry, in the relationship between Harry and the monarchy. This is about a change that doesn't nullify what happened before, but it is a change that has to happen. And as I always tell you about Judgment, the best way to describe this card is the butterfly that is coming out of the cocoon. The butterfly has to fight his way out of the cocoon in order to strengthen his wings, so he will be able to fly once he's out. So this is a process that takes time. It is a painful process. It's not easy for Charles to cut his son out completely. It is not an easy thing to do. It is not an easy change, but Camilla could feel the change that is looming, and this is what the energy that she came, and this is how she felt during that meeting. Let's see, how did Charles feel? And Charles was really, really feeling very, very hurt. He was really, let's say that's the heartache. This is a card of destruction. This is a card of feeling destruction and failure. So Charles did feel that he failed with Harry, that this is a card that it was really, really hard for him. Was really a heartache for him. This was like a stab in the heart. And for Charles, it was really difficult to tell Harry that he doesn't want him in the monarchy anymore, that he doesn't want him there as part of the family or as part of the royal family or the firm. It's not an easy thing for a father to say to his son, and he did feel some kind of destruction and failure in his way of bringing Harry, so that Harry acted the way that he did, and still does. So it wasn't very easy for Charles. Charles did feel that destruction and failure. And how did Harry feel in all of that? And Harry is still feeling like the Four of Pentacles. So he still feels threatened, and because he feels threatened, he is adhering to what he has. He is not yielding. He's not coming up and saying he was wrong. He's adhering to what he has because he feels threatened, because of the way that the Queen talked to him, the way that Charles talked to him. So he feels threatened, and he feels that he has to stick to what he has right now, because he has to adhere to that. He is not reading the map right, and because of that, he is conducting wrongly. He's doing all of the wrong things, and that will lead him to the Five of Pentacles, which is another destruction card. So when you are acting out of this Four of Pentacles energy, out of feeling that you are threatened, you are not acting in the right way, and because of that you are making mistakes. And this is exactly what Harry is doing right now. So how can we see the outcome of this? And the outcome is the Six of Cups. Okay, so the Six of Cups is actually a good card. It is a card that shows us that there is this opportunity for a second chance. There is some kind of nostalgia. There is some kind of thinking about the past errors. It is possible to give Harry a second chance if Harry gets out of his comfort zone. So he has to rectify the errors of his past in order to get that second chance. If he rectifies the errors of his past, then he might get this Six of Cups. And I think that this card came here because this is what Charles told Harry, and probably Camilla made it very clear to Harry that it is possible for him to return. This is not something that is irreversible. It is possible to go back if he is getting out of his comfort zone and rectifying his errors. But the aftermath is that Camilla felt that there is a major change in the relationship between father and son. So this is tarot about all of these questions, and I'm going to take a spirit card to see the spirit message, first for the Queen, then for Charles, for Camilla, and for Harry. Okay, so let's clear the deck first. Okay, so spirit message for the Queen, spirit message for the Queen. Okay, and the spirit message is, you are not alone. Okay, so this is a great message because the Queen is not alone. She has her family around her. She has the people who love her. So she has people that are there for her, that will help her go through everything that she is going through this very difficult time. Okay, so let's see the spirit message for Charles. Okay, spirit message for Charles. Spirit message for Charles. Okay, and the spirit message for Charles is a child's love. This is really beautiful because this is the spirits reminding Charles that he has children, a child that loves him. That's Prince William. And even Harry, with everything that he's doing, he still loves his father. So this is a card to remind Charles that he loves his children, and his children love him back. And he might need to consider that love when he is dealing with Harry in the future. Okay, now let's see energy for Camilla. So spirit message for Camilla. Spirit message for Camilla. Okay, and the spirit message for Camilla is self-sabotage. So Camilla needs to think about not self-sabotaging herself. She might do that. And she might, what the message here is, when you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those careful woven plans. So Camilla needs to think about how she acts in order not to self-sabotage herself and not to hurt herself and her prospects in being a queen consort. So she needs to think about how she acts and how she mediates between Harry and Charles in order not to self-sabotage. And the last card will be a spirit message for Harry. Spirit message for Harry. Okay, so let's see what is the message for Harry. And Harry gets ancestral wisdom. Perfect message. Harry needs to learn from his ancestors. He needs to learn from his grandmother, from his father, from his own mother's experience, from his even older ancestors. This is what Harry needs to learn. This is what Harry needs to internalize, the ancestral wisdom, and then he will know how to act in a way that he's not self-sabotaging himself. So all of these messages look like the perfect messages for each one of them. So this is it for this reading, and I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.